Continuing with the Halloween tradition, we're going to watch a horror gothic style film. This film is Dark Shadows. It stars Johnny Depp and directed by Tim Burton. I believe these two worked on Willy Wonka, so they're working together again. Oh boy. Now, about a decade ago, I saw this movie with my friend Matthew. I was at his house, and I believe he got the movie on Netflix. He was like, hey, I got this movie, Dark Shadows. Do you want to watch it with me? I was like, I don't know about it. But we both watched it. He didn't like it. He thought it was too weird. But I saw it and I thought it was something interesting. So this is Dark Shadows. It's based off the 1960s, 1970s soap opera of the same name. It's now turning the television adaptation into a film adaptation. So the story begins in the 1700s. You have the Collins family. They are a wealthy family that controls a lot of fishing ports in England. They get a charter to go to the New World, the Americas, United States, to settle there. And they build a fishing port there called Collinsport. They also build a mansion called Collinswood. And so they hire a bunch of servants to run the place. As Barnabas gets older, that is the youngest son of the Collins family at the time, he sees a servant named Angelique. Angelique is in love with Barnabas, but Barnabas is not in love with her. Barnabas is in love with Josette, another housemaid. And since Angelique can't have Barnabas, she places a hex on his family. His parents are killed when a gargoyle drops on them, and Barnabas's love interest, Josette, commits suicide by jumping off a cliff while she's being mind controlled by Angelique. Barnabas also turns into a vampire. Then he goes on a murderous spree. The town turns against him. They lock him into a coffin, and he's trapped there for 200 years. In the 1970s, he awakens, and he's planning to exact revenge on Angelique. Now, what I like about Dark Shadows, it's Johnny Depp himself. Well, he's Johnny Depp. Barnabas Collins in this show, he's like a mixture between Jack Sparrow. He has the Jack Sparrow mannerisms, and a Willy Wonka. He has that Willy Wonka, pale face paint. He looks like a mixture between those two. And there's two sides of him. Barnabas, in the day, he's a friend to the Collins family, but at night, he's pretty ruthless. He's like a serial killer. He kills a bunch of campgoers in the woods. He kills Dr. Julia Hoffman when she tries to steal his blood. He forces Roger Collins to leave the house because Barnabas saw him making out with another woman. And that was kind of upsetting his son David. Now, David's mother, Roger's former wife, she died in a boat wreck caused by Angelique. Now, back to Angelique for a second. She didn't just place a hex on Barnabas's immediate family, but his entire family, including the descendants. So everybody is being cursed here. So he forces Roger to leave. So there's some inner turmoil going on in the family. I like Johnny Depp's portrayal of Barnabas Collins. He's able to play the game, move the chess pieces around. It's interesting. Another thing that I like is that they leave a lot of Easter eggs and clues about what might happen in the future. You have Victoria Collins or Victoria Winters, whatever her name is. She is applying for a governess position. And for her entire life, there's this ghostly figure following her around. That is Josette. I find that interesting. Why is this ghostly figure following her around? What connections do they have? Why she choose this person? Is Josette and Barnabas, are they going to reconvene? I thought that was kind of interesting. And then you get to the ending. There's not really a post-credit scene, but it's close enough to the credits. After Julia Hoffman is killed by Barnabas, they drown her into the ocean. So we go to the final scene. We see her there. She's dead. She's been drowned. All of a sudden, she opens her eyes. I thought that was an interesting cliffhanger at the time. So maybe they're teasing a possible sequel. Maybe she's going to be the new witch to run the Collinswood or Collinsport. Is Barnabas truly safe from the curse? That I don't know. This movie, I'll give an 8 out of 10. I won't go a full 10 out of 10. I didn't have any issues, but it just didn't really reach that level. But I thought it was alright. It is weird. It's gothic, not everyone's favorite. But I like Johnny Depp. I like the Pirates movies. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. That's my least favorite. The movie itself isn't bad. But trying to remake what Gene Wilder did, I didn't think it really lived up to that. But when the new Willy Wonka movie comes out, I might review those other movies. But Dark Shadows, I thought it was interesting, pretty good. Halloween flick, 8 out of 10.